Welcome back to the Road Show. This morning in the buzz, House Democrats are still dealing with the backlash after pushing forward that health care bill this week. The FBI is now investigating death threats and acts of vandalism against several people who voted for the reform. Take a listen to this.
You will rue the day you did this, Mr. Stupak.
I hope you die.
Wow, that's just one of more than 10 members who received frightening voicemails from angry constituents this week. Both Democrats and the GOP are, of course, condemning the behavior. In fact, Republican House Leader John Boehner released a statement urging angry Americans to stop the violence and the threats. Some people out there are saying, though, that's not enough, and they fear the situation could get even worse. Let me first of all just say a little bit about these really what are menacing voicemails. First of all, it is really such a cowardly thing to do because you're just literally just going blah, 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 saying these horrible things without anybody being able to defend themselves on the other end and then hanging up. And
not even revealing yourself.
Right, and second of all, it is just, I've had this happen before where I got a series of kind of creepy phone calls a couple of years back where...
Sorry about that.
Oh, it was you, Ben. No, we figured it out. But no, it's a very scary thing to hear somebody that you don't even know on the other end saying, horrible things to you, and especially in light of how controversial the health care bill was this week, to just sort of add all of that is just really not acceptable.
This thing's a mess. I mean, this thing is really a mess. And just when you think, the other day we were doing the news on it, President Obama signing the bill and it's done, Joe Biden swearing in his ear, they're all celebrating, all the Democrats, and now we hear that there was two mistakes.
Yeah.
Now I got to go back and kind of sort of start all over again. Just speaking from a healthcare standpoint, being one of those, or us, that are fortunate enough to have healthcare through our company, the whole healthcare system is a complete mess. I mean, even if you have it, it just seems to get worse and more expensive each year. I'd love to have a doctor come in here and tell us about what it was like, 20, 25 years ago when you went to the doctor and you paid your bill when you went to the doctor and you went home, and the co-pays and then the deductibles and on it goes.
I know.
I mean, I've always asked doctor friends of mine, where did this go wrong? When did it start? When did the script get flipped here where the cost got out of control?
Really?
I mean, you used to pay the doctor when you went.
I mean, if you literally break a leg, and you don't have health insurance, there's 40 grand.
It can literally harm you financially, for sure. Well, what do you think about this? I mean, a lot of people are saying, hey, listen, Republicans, you need to get out there and speak out more about these threats so we can sort of calm these, simmering tensions out there.
Oh, they have to. I mean, and you heard...
But do you think it's their responsibility to do it?
I do. I think they're all involved. I think the government is all-encompassing. Everyone's got to do this together. And, you heard John Boehner say that, and, he has to. You got to defend these people are making the laws for this country.
Right.
It's not going to turn into a civil war here between the Republicans and the Democrats. It just can't. We got to be, as much as we don't agree, you got to be in on this together. And the age of the internet and the voicemail and the texting and the tweeting has allowed, as you said, these cowardly people to come out, make these spineless threats against people.
I know.
That's what I was thinking. With so many things going on outside the wars we're fighting, and
what about that?
For this to go on inside our own country is just awful. And Danielle, you touched on it. I mean, if you have a family and you're getting these calls and how these people get my number, I mean, I can't imagine what goes through your mind.
It really is unsettling, very unsettling, and hopefully, everybody will sort of kind of get level-headed about this so we can sort of, figure it out. Certainly something that people are talking about, no doubt, today. Let's head over to Courtney, see what people are talking about online.
Lots of comments here on the blog and on Facebook. I had to write them down so I know where to go so I could share both sides with you guys. We're going to head to the live blog first, and this one's from Lisa. She said, at first I thought it would be great. Now I'm not so sure. I just don't know what to think. I'm still confused about it. Joseph Butera says, this topic has me very upset because this is a national vote, and I don't remember voting. What happened to we the people? Here's our poll on foxprovidence.com. How do you feel about the health care reform bill being passed? A, I'm excited about health care reform. B, I'm angry with the health care vote. Or C, I don't know how to feel. And we also have a complete section about this health care reform if you guys do want to catch up this morning. Here's a look at our Facebook page. Lots of comments as usual. And this one's from Christine Wilford. She says, I'm not happy. While I support everyone having health insurance, this bill contains some big flaws like big marriage penalties, and this was a huge mistake. And while this will help some people, there are others it will hurt. Pamela Burkett agrees and says she's not happy about it. And Erin Scorpio says she can't get any straight answers of how this will affect the middle class to make an opinion on this. And Lindsay Cervini is still confused about the health care bill. At first, she was all for it, not knowing all the details. She just wanted American people to have health care. But now that she knows the details, she's more confused than she was before. So that seems to be how folks are feeling across the board. They're just still a little confused this morning. But if you guys did take a stance and you want to weigh in on our poll, you can do that in about a half hour. We'll have those results for you. For now, we're going to head back to the kitchen. Patrick, have you rolled?